Mic test. 1, 2, 3. How are we sounding today? Coming in very choppy. Okay, I should probably turn up the mic some, I think. Is it my internet? Okay, is it working fine now? Let's see how this is. Just crank that up, whatever. But yeah, what mic is it using? Yeah, okay. It's kind of cutting like in and out on my end. I don't know if it's doing that for anybody else. If anyone else is here yet. I'm gonna hope that's just a me side problem. Alright, I forgot to unmute this. 1 second. Okay, and how does the audio balance on that? Does this sound good? Yeah, that works. Alright, let's get into the lore! I'll give maybe like a couple more seconds before I start. Oh, the lore's a little too loud. Okay, headphones on. Alright, I guess we'll get started. I don't remember what I was gonna vote on this. It's been over a week. Objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable! Well then, it seems like we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. No more coughing it up these days. And with that, court is adjourned. It? Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What is that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? I like the sound effect there. Woohoo! A triple-decker! Yeah, that's what it's all about! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow her one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Two types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, was the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. That's what I've been waiting for! That's what it's all about! What? There was blood found on the shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? It's simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this by myself. And you had the blood tests performed? Didn't I mention it? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Oh Lord, here we go, the evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall... Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Didn't you say this already? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems that you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. If this rule was actually a thing, Wright would be so boned. Yeah, how much evidence have we just suddenly thrown into these procedures? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Wait, what about the second rule of evidence law? He said there were 2 rules, and we only went over rule number 1. Okay, so I should have mentioned the 5 minutes, the shoe, 2 types of blood were on the shoe. The other type was the defendant. Okay, what evidence do we have? I have to remind myself of the case. Okay, so the victim's blood is on the knife. A crime photo. Maybe there's something on the shoe? Alright, so here's the blood. This blood? It's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Okay, Oh, so there's blood on this side too, right? Yeah, this is the opposite side. Ah! There's blood here too! On the sole of the shoe? It has to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible! This blood might be an important clue. Gee, Phoenix, how helpful. Okay, so I gotta think this through. So there's blood on the top and on the bottom. Does the blood on the heel? It's the same blood. Okay. Is there any other part of the shoe that we can examine? I think that's it. Okay, and this is the victim's shoe. Okay. So it doesn't help that Lana was wearing black shoes, because this belongs to good men. I guess we'll just press. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of vile lot, prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it? Oh, this when the suspect is admitting she did it. What? I don't know. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Death sentence! Guilty! Let's just get this over with. And now, the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone else would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See the fashionable basket I have? It carries more than just lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of a crime. Now, tell us what you did next. I'd like to incriminate you further, witness. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. So, you brought it to forensics? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on that shoe. The other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh. Well, speak up! Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed. In cold blood! Okay, so actual question for the chat. Aren't there more types of blood than that? Like, there's, like, negative and positive blood types, right? Like, there's AB positive, AB negative, O negative, O, like, A positive. I'm not an expert on blood. I just feel like there's also positive and negative. Okay, so there's the 4 types, and then those 4 types have pluses and minuses. It seems odd to me that there's only 4 types of blood, but I guess that's science. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow down any sample of blood down to just one person. Oh, well, I guess Emma knows more about blood than me. So I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I could have gotten the DNA test results. But they said there's a very little doubt it could be anyone else but Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found in the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was gonna say that. This shoe proves it! It's flawless, decisive evidence! I can't let this evidence go through without a fight! You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Ayo! Like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, Do you or do you not have a problem with this shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the shoe? Well, yeah, of course there's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, you know. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. So it's that there's blood on the bottom of the shoe, right? Because, okay, so let's say he's, like, standing, like, man, this is kind of hard to rotate. Okay, 1 second. Okay, and then... This is good enough. Okay, so you're standing like this, right? So this is him standing straight up. So, let's just say, for the sake of argument, Lana comes at Goodman with a knife. You stab him, there's blood spatter. So obviously, blood would hit this part of the shoe, right? He'd have to step in his blood. So this is the problem, right? Or is it specifically, like, the blood on the heel? I want to say this is the problem, right? Because, like, it hit here, why would it be back here? It's too late to save. So, in the words of our ancestors... I wonder if you've noticed that there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Oh, I guess it's just anywhere on the bottom I could have clicked. I overthought it. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a lot of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of this shoe? Good question. What evidence do I have to support this? It would have to be the crime photo, right? Does the autopsy tell us anything? Not really. Yeah, it has to be the crime photo. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about the shoe! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Objection! The defense isn't allowed to examine crime scenes, Your Honor. Order! Order! Well, witness! What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but is it true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction? But then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint? Oh! That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think! Just starts punching him into, like, boulders and stuff.
Think, Wright, think!
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. Emma, you're the sciencey one. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr! I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask you a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, Not sure I like your attitude, Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Don't you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. That reminds me. Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she had cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. That's it. The DLC case is done. She's guilty. Time to move on to Game 2.
But Mr. Wright, do something! Please!
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star's on the prosecution's side! She could have been lying about the water!
The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Sorry. I didn't mean to yawn so hard there. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait! Witness! Don't tell me you have something else! Okay, seriously, like, how does she withhold evidence and decide to throw the evidence out right when we're about to get the guilty verdict? What kind of plan is this? The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this! Oh, photograph? Man, why do I keep yawning? I hide it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. But Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in that photo! Hey! It's clearly wet! Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help it after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems like this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry. Mia! Alright, we're at the triple ellipsis. Right. Wet or not? Oh, hey! Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a guilty. I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can't it wait?
No! It can't! Then it'll be too late!
Oh god. Let's photograph! The last one submitted! This trial isn't over until we give every piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright? Are you saying that there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah! I'll find it later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we can give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show to the court the problem in this photograph. Alright, So the problem with the photograph... Okay, so clearly he wasn't stabbed with a knife. This is forged. Okay, so he's stabbed. He's in the trunk of the car. The shoe is right here. So... I have a feeling it has to be the muffler, right? The problem in this photograph is here! What's this? There's something poking out from the car's muffler! Wait a moment, Mr. Edgeworth! Your Honor? You just said muffler! However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see! And I see! What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? That's a little sussy, don't you think? So what if something's sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with our case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. I guess it's the cell phone? Miss Starr, recall your testimony to the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my early testimony. Muffler? Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh! Well, it would seem we have to it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Did anyone get a picture of her just saying sus? I find myself wondering about this piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected as once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will have to wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew! That was close. But we made it! At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Alright, it's time to save our progress. Aw, cheer up, Emma! Hey, she's not arrested yet!
Mr. Wright?
What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called to the judges' chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Marco is here. They say if you roll a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Though I'd come to take a... Thought I'd come to take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. Just like the Alamo. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyways? All the police I've seen the last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you get enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? Y'all should be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
Y'all don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. That is a very poetic way to say she's worn a scarf a couple times. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon.
What does that mean?
In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about that time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab a bull by the horn. And sometimes you gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Who put steak sauce on ribs? What the heck? That's heresy. Spoken like a true Texan? Nah, that's fake. Who the hell puts steak sauce on ribs? I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. Steak sauce surely means barbecue sauce? Who puts barbecue sauce on ribs? You're supposed to just eat ribs, not dip them. Who the heck dips ribs? Those gotta be some disgusting ribs if you have to dip them in sauce. Ribs are delicious on their own. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. You look just like my ex-wife. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubling over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. You put it on before they cook? I mean, yeah, you can put it on before they cook. I thought he was meaning that they're gonna, like, dip the whole thing in sauce and eat it, which, no.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it's time we continued with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable!
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me? Knock knock? Who's there?
Who's ready to go swimming? It's the goat human guilt!
What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he?
What I miss? You missed the cough-up queen. It's you! Man, what voice am I gonna give Gant? Oh! Sorry I'm late, Udgy! The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, huh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been busy. Busy smizzy, Udgy. My boy. Should I just make him sound like the king of Hyrule? My boy. You have to make sure to have time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Ryo, the attorney. I heard such good things about you, son. Oh? Thanks. So sorry about little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. The name's Gant. Whitman Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. To what is it that we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Maybe I should give him like a turn of the century kind of accent. Hey, I say. Whoa, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fella. I just thought I'd remember by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime scene occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think of what did not exist like. These are no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us, see? What's this? It's what you call a Oh, this is peaking? Aw, man. I liked this voice. Alright, I'll think of something else. Man, microphones suck. It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how did they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are up to this, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've got no desire to hear I'm telling you to wait. Or did you not hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... You had your head in the clouds because of that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be so upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Gah!
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade, at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Sure, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yeah, well, all you have to do is push this switch and,
If I'd cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Really? To show the cursor, move to every single thing. That was worth it. Wow, really good 3D model here.
There's a small tag on this knife.
It seems to say SL9-2.
What does that mean?
Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incident fame.
But it's strange.
Huh? What is?
I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this. Or letters that looked a lot like it, somehow. Scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip's broken off.
And the dark red stain. Blood? Man, I keep yawning. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask for you to testify for us about the split between prosecutors and police, and this knife? Sure thing! Not a problem! Not a little one! Really? This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the police department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess! The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to the case here, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! 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 We at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We were in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? Detectives killed at the same time in 2 places? The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay, 1 second. Alright, we'll see if that helps some. I really don't know if it will, but... Knife here. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? To come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto. Can't say that right now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite the mystery. And quite the mystery wrapped in something. A muffler! Oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Between 4 and 5:30. Okay. Sorry, I was like, wait, that says he died at 4. Can we examine the blood? Can we examine anything? I guess the only thing we can examine is the tag. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL9 2? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. Oh, we did this one already. Alright. So yeah, I think I'm just supposed to press stuff. Because none of my evidence seems to be very helpful. This knife was found at the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the police department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto.
Evidence that links the knife to Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how are things down at the department? So this is probably where I present the note then, right? I think there's something important we need to do before we present the note. And that's make sure we don't fail. Oh, I think we got it. Wait a second! Ah, at last! A good, honest objection! This knife. This has something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? And honest to goodness, what do you mean from Unji? This is grand! Look at this tag on the knife. It reads SL9 2? And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 divided by 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on this memo makes it look like it's right side up. But if we turn it around, what do we get? Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? I guess the cat's out of the bag! You win, Righto! I win? Oh. What game is this guy playing? The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife, it was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice! Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder? And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look into those eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Gah. No matter, understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Is that lawyer Ganondorf? Do you mean Gant? Gant isn't a lawyer, he's the chief of police. It would be hilarious to have, like, Gantendorf. That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was one suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto? I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case? Oh, good one! This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, the joke's on you, Gant. I can learn all three. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, can't speak on where the corpse was found. I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Well, wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony? There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to the town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we can finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. So would I produce the knife on this statement? Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. I know you guys aren't talking about it anymore, but I like barbecue sauce on my ribs. Heresy. I can't believe you'd do that to ribs. You don't say! Well, I'm with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place, mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. I'm not a Texan, I'm a Marylander. Question about Maryland. Do you guys, do you use, like, vinegar barbecue sauce? That stuff's kinda whack, not gonna lie. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair! Man, I should have made like a Yowie graphic or something. I don't have a shipping graphic. I guess lore? It took my men 2 days to find out that what you deduced right here. Get please. Although... Chief, request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we, get the information, unofficially? Sure. Why not? It's unofficial, after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? Man, I love this Gant guy. He's so nice. Cooperate. Reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Oh, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well. Might as well try to get what I can out of him. Yeah, Garrett, definitely not suspicious. Alright. Do we want to know how many, do we want to know what amount of fractions make up the victim? Do we want to know his social security number? Or do we want to know, Professor Oak style, if he's a boy or a girl? I'm thinking the ID number. Was the victim a boy or a girl? Woke Phoenix? I mean, it's not woke to ask somebody's gender. Alright, just because everybody's asking for it, we'll ask the gender, but I think we want to know the ID card. How about the gender of the victim? You want to know that? Okay, a hint. Let's see. First hint. The gender that's not female. Oh, but yeah, that leaves like 68 other options. No, say that. Oh. Is this time to cancel Phoenix Wright on Blue Sky? Phoenix is not woke. Not woke, Phoenix. I'll tell ya, that boy's sharp. Goofing around, Mr. Wright. This is serious business. Woke Judge? Judge is woke? Sorry, Your Honor. Hey, tell that to the Chief of Police. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. 1 at the prosecutor's office, and 1 at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife! What was it doing there?
I'd better check that knife out. Let's go back to, I think the ID number is gonna help us. Okay, how about you tell us the victim's ID card number? Oh, sure, why not? It's not like you'd be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842-189. Well, that's quite long. We have to remember these. We have to remember these. It drives me nuts. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim in the police department. 5842-189. Hey, chat, does this tell us anything? Does this tell us anything important? Is there anything that we could possibly glean from this ID number? You don't see anything? This is a Detective Pikachu level of, deducing. Actually, it does, Your Honor. And, it does. I think that Gant was wrong and needs to be fed to the ghouls. Wait, what did Gant do? It has to be what I think it is. But what does it mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Oh, because he got the number wrong? Witness! Duh! I don't think the mic's picking this up. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just I got confused. And this news? Huh? Just come out with guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives, murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Alright, I'll stop with that. And this means what exactly? Really, Judge? You don't know? I'm pretty sure I know what that means. Wait. The ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82, I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first numbers right. Again! The number the chief of police gave was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh! Sharp as a tack, Righto! Sharp as a tack! But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time! That's impossible! So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location? Order! Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case! Oh, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The, grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins that brought you the news. Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before?
Well, wait. Mr. Edgeworth, was anywhere on the premises? Sir, at the request of the chief, sir! I'll get your report! You don't mean him! According to Mr. Meekins, you didn't accept the report! Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me! He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered at the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report. Well, why did the officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
Wow, that's, I don't think you could get away with calling him that these days. Ooh. That's a little rough. In any case, this is a serious error of gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But sir, you could have submitted that report in this morning at court, to the court, as evidence. Then
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Time to cancel Emma on X? I don't think they cancel you for that on X. Now, that was the second rule of evidence law, huh?
well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? It's, rule number 2. Unregistered Hypercam 2. No, I'm messing with you.
Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you'd submit a list of evidence that be used in court before a trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? Oh, I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this last December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one more day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I don't know about that, Judge. I will grant one further day, as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Unrelated, but I beat Detroit yesterday. Good game. Connor, Hank, and Sumo, best characters. I remember really liking Connor. I don't remember all the characters because it's been a while, but...
Mr. Wright? So... what's going on with the case, anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on?
The victim, Detective Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot. In the police department's evidence room.
What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least.
Alright, let's do it!
I'm glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum, was it empty?
The oil drum, kicked over by the chief prosecutor, was brimming with water. My sister, erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words from a high school student. Well, whether or not there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grin for? Yo, guys! Tracks from the Street Pass Me Plaza game for Nintendo 3DS has been added. Aw, man, I love the drip feed that we get from Nintendo Music. Oh, Nintendo Music app, what a great app.
This situation calls for one thing, and that is... fluid!
Let's go, boys! It's time to chug the Luminol. Luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. And even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. Alright, Mr. Wright, I want you to drink every last drop of that luminol.
We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Oh! Somebody turned on the Game Boy... Or, not the Game Boy. Somebody turned on the Virtual Boy port.
To test for the blood reaction, just spray luminol at it. See? Like this. Press enter to spray it on. Alright, let's find some bloodstains.
Hey, Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night. Pretty good game. This is some good gameplay right here. Spam this. Hold on. Okay, so there's probably blood in the trunk, right? Examine, I guess? Whoa! Epilepsy warning, I guess. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain? So, Emma, you're shaking.
It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this? Scientifically? I guess the amount? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Oh, almost dropped my controller. Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean... Look at all this blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright! I'm gonna mark up the floor plan where we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah. And, this stuff's pretty handy, too. Chug, 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 chug.
I saved up my allowance to buy that. We can be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Then let's drag out that hidden evidence to the light of day.
Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Huh. Oh man, I thought it was, well, I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Miss Star!
You only trust your own eyes, huh? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just... that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. Oh. My apologies, Miss Star, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid it wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. You're having ramen helper for dinner? That's cool. I was wrong to think that, and I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand! That's unforgivable! That's the death penalty for you, Miss Star!
Have you ever read the famous dystopian science fiction novel...
Ramen Helper? Yeah, you know, Ramen Helper. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo! Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed in the events was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and the testimony still stands.
Ah,
I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
so you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. What exactly did they cough up? Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged out the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Cough Up Queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone got food poisoning from your lunches.
She can be your angel or your devil. And you were let go? Fired? I felt like I'd found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident.
SL9?
Alright, well that's all we can talk about. Do we have evidence? Maybe the note?
What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident, written on that knife, and on that note. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from the case, and the murder weapon. It was due to the transferal that very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Oh, I guess not. I guess that's all she's gonna tell us. You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks.
You must have had to brew the teas a long time for rich flavor like this.
Oh wait, we read this before. Wait, we can examine the luminol? Oh! It has her name on it! Someone used a marker to write their name on this. Emma Sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go.
Well, you never know when something might go down.
Just what kind of a world do you think we live in? Alright, I guess that's all we can do with the luminol. Wait, so how do I use the luminol again? Oh, here we go, spray. There's one place that I know has to be sus. Gregory, you need to be sus. Gregory, You need to vent. I know it's for you, Gregory, but you have to be sus. Do it. Do it. Run, Gregory. Alright, I guess we're not sus. Oh, I guess I can't spray down here. What about this little vent on the floor? What about this step ladder? Oh, hold on. This blood must be from where Lana...
No! My sister isn't the murderer!
But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. What side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. Alright, I guess that's all of the blood. Is there anything else I'd want to present to her? That's probably good. Alright, so I guess we'll move on to somewhere else. Looks like Miss Sky is in for questioning.
I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine?
How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they arrested a suspect in the police department murder?
Let's come back later.
Wow. Everyone looks deadly serious here.
Well, that was a vicious murder of a police detective. That was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department.
Yeah, but the same detective was also killed at the prosecutor's lot.
It does make my head hurt.
Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene.
Yeah, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead.
I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime.
According to this pamphlet we got at the front desk,
here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Alright. 1 second. I gotta... Uh, copy. No, that's not it. Plus. Game capture, I guess. What? Oh, that's not it. That's why. Wow, this is going very well. What? I don't think it's Gumshoe. I think it's a different detective. It was that smile. That dang smile. Okay, there we go. That'll work. I was gonna zoom in, but I couldn't get it to work. Sorry about that. Man, I wonder who could be. I wonder who's stationed at this guard station. Gee, what's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room? The scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh! What's wrong? It's those cacti! They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is the guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know where he is already. He literally just has a sign that says Texas. We gotta look at some of this stuff. So he's got the Texas sign based. He's got a rope. Look at the floor! A lasso! This is my office? Hey, don't go doxing my office. Huh, looks like it's set up to trap something. It's some sort of, what would you call it? Spring trap? A trap? Here? Wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed! You sure have an active imagination. Looks like there's a video feed for the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says, recording. Bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Bro is drinking on the job. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't even get in that way. Of course not! If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch! I'd say more of a yaw myself. Oops. There we go.
Yipes! These sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
Gotta get the dramatic music in for this.
How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell, with spines pointing in every direction. You know, my sister's a lot like a quillfish. So pokey, so poisony. Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
It's more like an attitude thing than a physical similarity. That's a security guard uniform hanging here.
Oh god, 1 second.
A security guard!
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. Oh, okay, so we're at Fazbear's Frights. We're not at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Understood.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? Oh, I know! A punchy! Wait. Maybe that wasn't it.
We're at Fall Fest? Oh god, don't bring up Fall Fest. The Lord! It's called a poncho, but I'll be keeping that information to myself for the time being. It'll become important later in the case. God, like, what even is Fall Fest? Will they ever tell us? This literally is the security guard station. It's got the monitors where you can flip between the cams. There's the button here for the lights. There's a door. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to get in there first. Well, I guess that's all we can do for now. I think Secret of the Mimic will be alright. Is there... Do I need to talk to... Could you take a look at this?
You!
Yes? You said you wanted some hot... Oh. Yeah, where's the dialogue option? Is there something else I need to show her? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo. Yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. Those 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. Your lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? There we go. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I've ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite clearly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shed. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence. Of a sort. Made up evidence. They execute people really quickly, damn. Welcome to America! No, not really. So, actually, fun fact. Canonically, this game takes place in California in the year 2016. I'm pretty sure the death penalty was illegal. Like, I don't think they can actually do the death penalty. Well, I guess SL9 was in 2014? I don't know if you could then. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in that case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of the job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over. He was demoted. However, he hadn't forgotten, and neither have I. You hadn't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches at this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yeah? Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? Man, that looks good. I certainly know a guy who might help you if you, tempt him with this treat.
Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he, are you his... Are you, going out?
What do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
But now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall. Alright. Now I guess we can move to somewhere else. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Huh? Wasn't that... Oh. Steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you, pal! Detective Gumshoe! Now's no time for chit-chat, pal! I'm a busy man! What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland!
Oh, you mean, one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
Oh, 1 second. You already know what graphic it's time to play. Even when he has money for food, he ain't getting any food. Sad. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We caught our criminal. Now we just need the evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day a detective was killed in the parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. We arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy, pal. But, Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here isn't gonna fill my belly.
Well, wait! Don't leave!
If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he'll be having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation's off to a running start. Alright, so do we want to go visit the, suspect, or do we want to follow Gumshoe? Let's see if we can follow Gumshoe. Oh, I guess we can't.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, God, that was fun. What was that? That's what I'm saying. Me, traitor. Say I was not traded against, sir. That's what I'd say. Sir? Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report. Officer Meekins! So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, how do I put this, sir? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You... Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Oh... Oh... Traitor Officer Meekins reporting, sir! God, Meekins. What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Why does Meekins have Grossberg's theme? Like the scent of fresh lemons, see? For general affairs, sir! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. Freddy Fazbear. He was just staring back at me, sir. I swear, the animatronics are haunted. I'm suspicious. Suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. This line with this expression. Ah, man, Meekins. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when it came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? What was Marshall when Phoenix got tased by Von Karma? Excellent question. Might I ask, what happened to your hand? There was no one to bandage me, sir! So I did what I could to wrap it up. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you're the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room? Sir! Don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! You have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir! Then label me as the victim! I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive, as it were. Well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger... Oh. I can't do this. This hurts. The lead on the total stranger's side. So, you didn't know him? So, in a tiny department devoid of light and other creature comforts. Meekins? You need to talk to HR, buddy. What? No, detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why'd you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. No. All they had to do was just not have the sound effect. That's all they had to do. I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here's more confused than I am. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, there was nothing I could do! Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? When I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow! Can you imagine how I felt, sir? The victim's body disappeared? Huh. That's some story. Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look. That's it, sir! Last night, that's the one! I was an apple, sir, in my dream, and I was Okay, that's a pretty good line. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he has been through a lot.
Okay, is there anything else that we can show him? What does he think about the blue badger? Could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, he's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Alright, I don't think we're gonna get anything else out of Meekins. Okay, maybe we do. Oh, wait, I can go to Edgeworth's office. Meekins would never survive in London. Do you have a lot of knives in London?
Well, this is it, Luigi. This place is as classy as it was yesterday.
I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing some important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything new to look at. Yeah, I guess we have to talk to Meekins more. Alright, what other evidence could be helpful? Officer Meekins, have a look at this! Sir, laugh at me, sir. Huh? I know what you want me to say. You're gonna tell me how she has to. You're gonna tell me how she has one just like it.
But me? How would I?
I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. No, I'm all. Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. Does he think me and Emma are a couple? What is he on about? Is he talking about those badges on her coat? Huh. I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir! That's it!
That's what?
My head was blank until this very moment. But, sir, I remember now, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all!
This ID card?
Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! No. Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing! I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is that you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost for patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman would be in the evidence room.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty by the book so far. That's right, sir. I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his card? What did he do? He made my ass, man. So he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leaped at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My father's words, sir. Is Meekins a son of God? Right? Isn't that one of the 10 Commandments? Is Meekins the second coming of Christ? Officer Mike Christ. Meekins is Jesus. What happened then? Well, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Heaven. Right. So, Officer Meekins? Why did they arrest you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. Detective Goodman decided not to be a believer in Meekins. And the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if it really was the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even really know if anyone died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here. They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, on that time, Easter Sunday, man. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. The videotape. I wonder what they could be talking about. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me on tape. And you waited till now to tell us? I'm sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Hand over your badge, Meekins. Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant! You're sure this is all, huh? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see! Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir.
The chief of detectives looks a bit flustered. Righto, my boy! How have you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant! Reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Oh, is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy! Oh, you know, I'm doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Well, you know, there's nothing better than the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, well, they've had no end of trouble with that boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having top prosecutors sit at the defendant's seat now, does it? You've got someone found guilty in that case. Righto, righto.
Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you could say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore your reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could look bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. Their? Meaning the prosecutors, I assume.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but what? That's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto, I can't go giving away our secrets just like that. And this case in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate about all this hiding stuff. Secrets. I can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut.
Oh, he was the one you were just picking on earlier.
Oh, you saw that! Whoops! I don't really feel like he was picking on him. Maybe I took that the wrong way, I don't know. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
Well, I don't have a dialogue option, so I guess let's show him some stuff. Well, of course, there's one thing that we have to show the king of the pool. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto! I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say! Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The, busy one.
The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger.
Alright, well that's probably all we can do with Gant for now then. So maybe we can get Gumshoe? Oh, no? The guard station. No. Okay, maybe there is more to do with Gant. Banger alert! I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Gotta be one of these things. Maybe he has thoughts on the badger? Oh, nope. I was wondering, could you... Oh, no, that's the same thing. Try examining? Man, they didn't even give him any custom dialogue. What a shame. Yeah, okay, so I guess, Oh wait, I can examine the lunchbox?
Wow, my mouth is watering. I can almost hear the sound of the steak frying on the grill.
No doubt it's all cold and tough by now.
No, I'm sure it's delicious. Miss Star poured her heart into making this. So long as she didn't put any other organs in there.
Let's see. Ingredients. Meat.
She must mean beef. She probably just wrote it generically.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
Of course, as a scientist, I'd have to check what additives she used.
Oh no, the seed oils! Red dot number 5, watch out! Go to town.
Huh? It says here, hours of sweat and labor.
So that's why the sauce is so salty. Is she selling gamer girl bathwater food? What the heck is this? Every Lunchland box has a little bit of Angel Star sweat dripped on it. Oh. What would I want to examine? Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, you see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took me to every piece of garbage and trash.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman's here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it's February 21st. Better make a note just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Still nothing? Okay, there's gotta be something else I have to examine. I'm not sure. Whatever. These are detectives' desks. There's computers, files. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something. I know, the killer used a cassette tape. I know, the killer used a cassette tape! What a crafty trick! The gunshot was a fake! This is good. No one would suspect a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Oh, okay, here we go. Actually, I was wondering if we could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. No, Wright-o. Actually, sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Wright-o, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, Sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't you lose it.
Yes, sir! It's an honor!
You just run along now and do your best now. Later, folks!
Hehe! It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID!
You seem happy.
Yes, sir! Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir!
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Oh no, she's becoming Meekins! Detroit, become Meekins! The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha, the card reader's turned off.
What was the security guard thinking? You gotta check the cameras, check the door lights, make sure Foxy's on his stage, check for the clattering of pots and pans, keep a camera on Freddy so he doesn't move, and of course, hit the doors whenever anyone gets too close. Duh! What was he thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well, what made my Bambina's skies so gray? Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? It's almost like he's the security guard or something. What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As y'all may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We were here to investigate the crime scene.
Oh, that card y'all got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these there parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are y'all just standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's a-waiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions? Sorry, cowboy, but I ain't got no mind to tangle with you, hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres.
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands, like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Please clap. Like a gunslinger loading a six-shooter, I say a little prayer. What the heck was that? What was that supposed to be?
What was that all about, Mr. Wright?
I think he was a little too hungry to talk.
You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either.
Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation. Pronto!
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
That was the funniest sound effect ever for a stomach growl. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. A Salisbury steak reminds you of Texas?
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
Nah, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
That's King of the Hill. A filet steak lunch. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask... Finally. It seems like...
He's willing to talk!
Jake Marshall's just a massive King of the Hill fan. So he's an American version of an otaku. Yeah, he's, what do they call them? Westaboos? He's obsessed with American culture.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You've got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Oh, that was supposed to be Phoenix. Actually, Officer Meekins told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling y'all this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, you might not look it, but I've lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? The security camera system that just, for some reason, doesn't watch the kitchen? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Hey, I actually kinda enjoy the stewed broccoli. That's just me, though.
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books. But it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but nobody actually told us what happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case! That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. I know what maybe one or two of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? But there must be a dozen! Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. Alright, I'll be honest, I agree with him on the stewed cauliflower. Cauliflower is, it's not as good as broccoli. The easiest ones to understand here are the security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, then the tapes are automatically erased for a few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of the tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the guard and you reckon? Oh, one more thing. When you go to the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leads a record of every ID card that passes on through. So this is the ID card record. Hey! I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright! I saw a number on the record right now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove the record is tied to the stabbing. Could you explain what the whole transferal thing's about? We keep only the evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under proceeding detectives' supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the County Sheriff's Department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to the SL9 case 2 days ago. See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Oh, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot?
The number on this...
Oh, the number on this. 5842189. Officer Marshall,
Show us the ID card record again.
oh my gosh, he went in at 420!
Look, the fourth number! It's a perfect match!
It was used at 514, right before the stabbing! What's more, there's only one of them cards in the whole world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and I asked the man to display his card.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do?
Suddenly he pointed it back at me.
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. It was me. I killed him. Good work, Phoenix. Case over. Now, I guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Man, this song is so good. It's quiet. The investigation must be over.
So this is the evidence room? It's really kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This is more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Whoa!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. Stay the true way. If anyone asked me, can I borrow $50? Then I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate the room to your heart's desire. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant, will loan anyone $50? Even me? One second. God.
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, pal, I was put in charge of investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss! Oh,
Boss for a day!
but guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're boss for the day, pal. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this.
Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murders took place right here in our own police department.
But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. Plus attack, minus special attack, pal. Excellent for wall-breaking purposes. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't keep away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about that case.
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed that so only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lie.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own.
Hey, I wonder who that picture is. Funny, even though they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick with the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handle's a sensor. If the wrong person touches it,
zap! You get a shock!
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day, pal. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people on the force that didn't know about the fingerprint locks.
Alright, so I guess we'll do some examining. There's something sticking out here. Looks like a shirt. It must have been evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There we go, pal. Making me some sort of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence will get dirty or ripped. The guard checks this kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves things hanging out a lot too.
Uh-oh.
I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt under those... I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door? There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. Huh. It won't open. Did you really think it would?
Hey, pal. Our security's high-tech around here.
Some sort of bulky equipment's gathering dust here. What sort of sorry-looking fishing pole that is?
That's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it.
Wait, I've seen that somewhere before.
Right, pal. That's the metal detector. That's the one that led to us solving the case on Gourd Lake, remember?
Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And I don't think I've seen that one before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. I'm sure that'll come in handy sooner or later. Wink, wink.
That cheap-looking box?
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart, pal. That's back here. That's where we got Missile. Missile died, you see? We shoved him in a box. Rest in peace, Missile.
That's the door we came through. Looks like you don't need an ID card to get out. I wonder what would happen if our Officer Marshall cut the power while he was inside. Let's hope he remembers we're in here.
What's this?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use our testing fluid to check it out. We need to call Sissel to save him? Eventually. Look, this one's open! The red indicator light above the door is lit!
That locker's coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That evidence is from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That apparently is from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before they were broken. You want to try to put it back together?
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I put her back together. Good luck, pal. This is no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece seems to be the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place.
It's time for arts and crafts. Maybe like this? No. 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 Okay, that's not it? Wow, 3D graphics! The power of science is amazing. Is it... Okay, which one has like a point like that? You can rotate them? That's what I'm doing, right? Riveting gameplay. Okay, so there's like a big dip and then a little dip. Is that this piece? No. What if we... Oh, there we go. Okay, and then this one... Is that not it? That's not it? No. Oh, this is gonna be part of the top, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay, well, gosh, that doesn't leave much to the imagination. There we go. Yeah? No. This one. What? Okay, there we go. Then final piece, boom. There we go, constructed.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Put gold on the cracks so it becomes more valuable? True!
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, it does look like some of the most stable kind of jar.
I can understand how it got broken. Alright, paint? What is a saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression, pal.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger?
Well, you might say this is my studio.
Here? In the evidence room? This is it, Luigi, the birthplace of the Blue Badger. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why is the jar missing pieces? And two, where's the Rainbow Dash figurine that was inside it?
One, why are so many pieces missing? Oh my gosh, what's number two? Two,
doesn't it seem a little unstable?
Okay.
No wonder it broke. I'll be sure to remember that next time I make a jar. But are you strong enough to open the jar? I'm pretty sure Phoenix is. Have you seen him? He's ripped. Oh, wait, I need to spray things with Luminol. How do I do the Luminol? How do I activate the Luminol again? Is that the old rod? That's the ancient rod. Oh, okay, here we go. Alright, time to lock in. I smell it. There's blood. There's blood. Alright, there we go. Oh, I found some over there too, but we'll do the hand. I knew it! This is someone's right hand print! Whoa. What's the matter, detective? This locker! It's mine! It's yours? But please! You have to help me! When they come take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't hurt a fly, pal! You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys! Believe me, you can't trust the police! You police detective, by the way. What? Are you a detective? That must have been one massive pool of blood. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Blue blood. Al? Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Oh, I know where there's probably some blood. Yep, there we go.
Horseshoe crabs have pale blood? Interesting, I didn't know about that. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called Luminol testing fluid. It comes in regular, cherry, diet, vanilla, cherry vanilla, and of course, orange.
Where'd you get your hands on that, pal?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where did you get this, Emma?
I always buy it mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plan. And raspberry? Did I tell y'all about the raspberry Dr. Pepper? That stuff was whack. They're selling it, like, in stores now, if anyone wants to try it. At least in the Americas. I don't know about, like, UK. Do they sell Dr. Pepper in the UK? Actual question. They do? Is it very popular? I imagine it's not, right?
Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing!
That's fine.
You bet it's fine, pal!
Alright, that's probably all we can do in here for now. Oh god. Huh. I guess we should just show people the card for now. Oh wait, that was the wrong... Grapefruit soda. That's like Mountain Dew, right? Could you take a look at this? It's still not. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think Angel Star is gonna be much help. It's Fresca? I don't think I've ever had Fresca. I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright.
Okay. The sheriff back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither wild nor west.
But that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so? I'm lost.
Looks like we need to find looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Huh. Alright, what time is it? This is probably a good point to call it for today. I have one graphic that I definitely need to make before next time. Because I'm pretty sure next time is when we get introduced to a very exciting character. Alright, that will be all for today. I will keep you posted on if we're gonna do a stream on Thursday or not. I'm undecided as of now. This week is a lot lighter than last week. I apologize for not having anything come out. But expect at the very least one video this week. What is it? You'll find out. But until then, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Thank you muchly for cheering me on.